I am so excited to share with you this build of the Takoyaki cart from Laws. It was so many bricks, but I think it came out beautiful. This is the box. Even their packaging is gorgeous. You can see the sparkly bits on the paper. You can see the detail that's in this cart. It's also unbelievably the sheer number of bricks, 951 bricks for this build. This is my first project. It's going to be intense, but I'm excited to get started. One of the things I definitely did not plan for when I embarked on this 951 brick endeavor was the sheer amount of setup. You're seeing here 951 bricks, and the bags weren't necessarily organized, which is fine. But that meant I needed to figure out my plan of attack. You can see in these little muffin cups over here that I'm trying to, what is it called? Mise en place. So, step one, here are the bricks. Step two, here are the bricks. But in this organizing, I first had to figure out the colors because I couldn't even find the bricks. So I had to organize myself into how to find the bricks and then find the bricks for each of these steps. I'm constantly having to look at the instructions to make sure that I'm picking up all the pieces. And this continues. Gosh, I must have spent 2 hours, 3 hours going through this. Like I mentioned, there were so many pieces, and this was my first time. And I tried Googling to figure out, what is the best way to sort through Lego pieces. And for me, it ended up being just sorting everything by color first, just because, looking at the instructions, it was obvious that, making the base of the cart was going to be largely brown pieces. And then the tan pieces were used to accent the cart as well as in some other fine circumstances. So it made sense to, put those together. What ended up being difficult, and we'll see this later on, was that the shades of brown versus what is on the instructions, the difference between them was so minute. I'm talking about browns, but grays as well, the gray and the black, that it made it a little bit challenging to figure out which pieces were supposed to go where. Yeah, so here I, sorted out the browns, I, sorted out the colors, and then you're seeing in these muffin cups on the right-hand side that these are the steps, again, that I'm going to use to get to how we're going to actually end up building this out. I was originally trying to, economies of scale. Hey, I will, grab the brown pieces that I need in these first couple of steps while I'm trying to sort. It ended up being not good. You can see here on the side that I'm putting the brown pieces together because I'm either getting confused because I'm trying to do too many different things at once, or it was just trying to get through it. If I hurry up and sort these pieces, then I can hurry up and go back to, trying to get them in these little muffin cups. It was just so intense, and it was just so much time. And also like this whole endeavor, learning as I go, I chose not to watch any other videos or any other let's builds, maybe they're called, because I definitely just wanted to figure out this myself. Whatever steps I ended up taking were going to be mine. They were going to be organic. If they ended up being like somebody else's, that would be by chance. And then as I continue to do videos, I will learn from what I did on this one. I feel like this process of sorting out the bricks and like this was a good thing. The bags ended up giving me a problem later because of the amount of light that was coming and just trying to see through the glare. It ended up making it difficult for me. But here I am trying to sort it all out. And here we begin. Beginnings of the cart. You can see the base is brown. You're seeing so much brown in all of these blocks. The cups are being dumped into this, what is it, hexagon? I don't know. I found that the silicone mat that's underneath it caused a lot of bouncing. I wanted to create some contrast between my desk, and so I had chosen that color mat. But yeah, the Legos just kept jumping everywhere. So this hexagon has helped a lot to keep the smaller pieces inside its walls. You're also seeing how specifically placed some of these Legos need to be. There were some that had multiple holes in the sides. You can see there on the right. It was important for that, as when we get further in the build, there's going to be poles that have to be affixed in there. So that was a little bit of an adjustment for me, understanding that the number of things that had to be considered when building this. Here is the taupe pieces. Thankfully, they mostly just have the one function, so I pretty much know where they're going to go. They're going to slide in between those poles that are being affixed and form the sides of the cart. This was actually probably the most satisfying to do. And here they are being put inside there. What was interesting about these blocks is that on one side the lines are going horizontal and on the other side they're vertical. And that helps keep us organized what way they're meant to face. There was also a little bit of readjusting that had to happen from time to time because I didn't completely understand how everything was meant to go. Ah, yes, we are missing a piece. We'll find him later. This is part of the bouncing I was talking about. It ended up under my desk somewhere. We'll find it. And here is the edge, the taupe bit on the left. That's going to be an edge. And we're just starting to see the beginnings of the cooking and serving areas. I liked how fine this bit turned out. By having these smaller pieces, the thinner pieces, it allowed the build to be more agile and we could put more detail into it. Ah, that's starting to shape up nicely. Yes, you can see that I had to take it apart because I did it wrong. That's okay. Ah, and then the food. This is probably why I bought this build and the stickers. I was so nervous about putting the stickers on that I did have to do some research to make sure I did it correctly. And this cooktop continues. I know that I've already said this, but I absolutely love the detail on this bit. It's probably my favorite part of this whole thing. Again, the stickers did make me nervous, not only getting them off correctly without bending them or something, but also getting them perfectly centered in the middle of those circles and such. And the finer details, covering up those holes in the beginning of the cart. That was supposed to be done in a previous step, but I got confused in my muffin cups. I'll have to make sure I organize them better next time. Yes, and we're preparing to put the piping on there. We'll get to that in a moment. But you're seeing all these little pieces. I absolutely love this tiny uh, frying pan and the green bottles and everything. Yes, I had to cut this, and this was probably the one thing I hated most about this set is that it didn't come pre-cut. It would have, of course, be my luck that I would cut it wrong and the whole thing be ruined. Thankfully, I was able to find an X-Acto knife and pair that up with the instructions to get it all sorted out properly. Isn't this so cute? The little plants. Putting this stuff together, my only regret on the food side is that there aren't things that I could swap out for it. The drawers in these chests are super adorable. Unfortunately, very little reason to open them, but still so much fun to actually put together, even if I don't end up utilizing it. But yeah, having these little pieces in there, That's definitely one of the things that attracted me to the set and subsequent sets is these teeny tiny little pieces of food or drinks, the little silverware. Love it. Again with the stickers. The grill was super cute too, and that was fun to put together. The poles that are in there, I did not totally understand what they were meant to do. It wasn't until I actually put the roof on top that it was like, oh yeah, it's meant to cause some separation. Okay. So many stickers in this. So many stickers. Makes a cute little flag. Yes, we're finding my first major mess up here. I noticed that the pole heights were not even, and I ended up having to stick a piece in. It was the piece that was missing, but I didn't totally understand where I needed it to go. This is one side of the roof. I liked these pieces that had the bars on them and these little sides for the accent stickers that would go on the sides of the cart. Here, you're seeing the lights. This super confused me to begin with, but eventually I made it through. Doesn't that just all just fit nicely together? So cute. These are the lanterns. These did not fit the way I expected them to, but we got there in the end. And then the stickers. I don't know if it's just me, but something about putting a single sticker across several Legos makes me uncomfortable. But here we are. So those are stuck on there. I would have liked, or I would like to eventually get an LED Lego, like just a little one, so that the inside of the cart would be better illuminated. It ends up being so dark. And when you try to put a standard Lego person next to the cart, the cart isn't quite to scale. So it ends up being massive compared to the Lego person. But the detail, the planning and the detail that went into this roof, can you imagine? Like no wonder this is 951 bricks. Can you imagine being a designer for Lego? That would be a neat job. Getting to figure out how to translate the detail of your idea into actual Lego pieces. Again, this build being 951 bricks gives so much space for creativity and and detail. Here these white bits on the top of the roof, I imagine is bird poop, and that is fun. I know bird poop being fun, but the idea that somebody thought, what does a cart that hangs outside look like? And yeah, that's what happens when carts are outside. That's what happens to roofs, is that the nature happens. The pieces here, the stickers and the um uh what is it called? Rust with the rust on them. I did have to refer to the instructions a couple of times to make sure I was putting it in the right orientation, but that's fine. Yeah, I wish the lights for here, the lights on this cart, that they could have lit up. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get some lights someday, and then we can see it all, what it would look like during the evening time. And this is the home stretch. We got to do the top of that roof and add some of that fine detail. Found our bird friend making all the white bricks on top of the roof. The metal bits, I did struggle with this a little bit. They go over the wheels, and I felt like the wheels were too big for how high, or I guess how far away from the cart this bar is meant to sit. And I thought maybe I'd done it wrong, so you're seeing me readjust this a couple of times, but I think it's fine. I say that now, but at the time it was quite the struggle. And those are the stickers that go on the sides. One of the cute details on this cart is it's got wheels and it's got little stoppers on one side, so it can actually roll away, but it has a stopper on the opposite side so that it doesn't. And this is the outside pot that is outside the cart. Yeah, so we have the little landing for the cart with the pot with, I don't know, some boiling bubbles in it. But then there's this pot that goes, I don't know what this is. Maybe I should Google it. But maybe it's for steaming because that had seafood in it and a spatula and the chairs. Oh, the chairs were so cute. That was the first thing I put together. And then the sign with the double sticker, with the sticker on the double Legos. Not a fan, but the sign turned out real cute. And that's it. We made it. Isn't it adorable? We got this little rotating thing so that you can see it in its full majesty. Excuse the cardboard box. This is a low budget production, and really, I just wanted to make this Lego thing. You can see the pot and the sign featured there. Do a zoom in, a little zoomy. Sorry, it's a little shaky. And this is where I'm saying that a little LED light would be nice. But look, we've got our cups and everything. I just love it. The detail that went into this, the bottles and everything. This was so much fun to do. I think it ended up taking me 6 hours to actually do the build, plus another couple of hours to do the sorting with the cups, and of course trying to figure out that stuff along the way. But I had so much fun. I hope that you did too. And thank you so much for joining me, and I guess we'll see you next time.